Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. It's Cynicalex. Now, before we get into today's topic about the co-op changes, I just wanted to let you guys know there are other topics that I do want to cover about this update, probably ahead of co-op if I had the choice myself. I do want to really talk about the new characters and their skill rotations and which one I think looks the best. I do really want to talk about the new kind of pseudo-epic quests with Dormammu, the new special missions. There's a lot of new features in the game that I want to discuss, but everything I've seen in the last 24 hours has told me that the community is really fractured and really upset, and a lot of people are feeling really bad. Thank you for the Dimension Rift, although it's at an awkward time emotionally, are feeling bad about the co-op changes. So this is the most important topic, and I really want you guys to try and approach this topic and this discussion in the comment section on Reddit, wherever you're having it, with the same kind of objective point of view perspective that I'm trying to come across to you guys with. I don't have an agenda. I don't have any, preconceived points or talking pieces or ideas about co-op. I have what I see and I have what I hear from everybody else, and I put that together to try to come to an unbiased conclusion. So let's have that kind of discussion, guys. Let's figure things out together, but let's do it in a constructive way so that we can all, come away with it with some silver lining at least. The stuff like you should just quit the game, stuff like I'm gonna leave the game, I'm gonna quit, like this kind of stuff. I know it's a guttural reaction and I understand it, and I'm not saying that you shouldn't leave the game if you don't want to. I'm just saying that this kind of like super negative stuff, it just doesn't really help anyone. So let's try to help each other. So what has changed in co-op? We need to discuss the changes to co-op before we talk about why it's not so good. So co-op before, you used to run all of your characters. You can use clear tickets or you can run manually. But the big critique or the big, minus, the biggest negative about co-op was that it took a lot of time because there's over 100 characters in the game now. And if you want to get all the rewards, you have to run all of the characters. It's just logical. But the good thing about it was it didn't cost anything if you didn't use clear tickets, and you could run your whole roster, so you have a lot of options and you have a lot of variety in who you see running through. And if you're at least of a nominal VIP level, not high VIP 3 is great, you'll get a lot of gold. So co-op was seen as one of the premier places to farm gold. And actually, after the Alliance Battle gold nerfs, which were infamous, co-op was deemed by the community as the #1 place to farm for gold for new and veteran players. So fucking with co-op has, understandably made a lot of people upset and have kind of a knee-jerk reaction. So how have they changed co-op? Now, when you play co-op, you're still ranked first, second, or third based on your DPS, and if you score third, you get 20% towards your reward acquired meter. Second place gets you 25%, and first place gets you 35%. In total, you can run 25 characters at maximum, or you can run 15 characters at minimum, because you can clear it in 3, 4, or 5 tries per bar run to the max, and you can clear it a maximum of 5 times. So you can collect these rewards by pressing this green button a maximum of 5 times per day. However, only the first reward collected does not have a cost associated with it. It's free. After that, you have to pay clear tickets. So there is a mandatory clear ticket payment that was not existing in the previous iteration of co-op. So that's the first kind of red flag or negative thing. Secondly, the rewards you get based on getting 100% progress will vary depending on how many characters you have unlocked in this game at 4 stars level 40. So as you can see here, if you only have 1 character, you're in stage 1. If you have 21 and up, stage 2. For me, obviously, I'm in stage 6, so I'm getting the highest tier of rewards. That's a little bit feels bad, man, but we'll take it in stride. As well, I have to pay more clear tickets because I'm at this stage 6. So for me, because I'm at stage 6, I have to pay 16 clear tickets every time I collect my reward after the first time. So 16 clear tickets times 4 collections equals 64 mandatory clear tickets. So I'm without a choice losing 64 clear tickets per day minimum if I play co-op to completion every single day. I can lose an additional amount of clear tickets, which is variable, if I auto-complete co-op the way that we can with the repeat button, but I don't think anyone's going to do that anymore. Now, The more important question, and the one that people are really focusing on, is how are the rewards? So as you guys have been seeing, my rewards have varied, but for a lot of people at stage 6, they're reporting that they get at least one 300,000 gold selection or kind of option per run. Now, if you're at VIP 0, you're only getting one slot, so you're probably not going to get the gold, you know, more than half of the time. But to be honest, that was the case before with the old system anyways. You know, there was a lot of people who would complain, why am I running co-op when I'm just getting 1-star ISO enhancements, you know, 5 debris, etc. So co-op has always been better for people who are of high VIP. Even VIP 1, you get 2 slots, VIP 3, you get 3 slots. So, you know, co-op has always been more preferential for high VIP players. So that argument really gets thrown out the window. To make it sound like this new co-op system benefits only high VIP players is ridiculous. It actually benefits veterans and people who have been building their roster for longer most. So that's a more cogent argument, that it actually negatively affects new players, which I honestly don't like. But it's also less clear tickets that they have to spend, so there is some semblance of balancing. Now, what do I think overall of the co-op system as it is now? Well, obviously, if you're only playing with 25 characters, it takes a lot less time. I can clear co-op in 20 minutes flat now with this new system, whereas with the old system, it would take a minimum of about an hour and 20 minutes if I ran them all on auto on a device that I wasn't using at all. So it's just sitting there in the corner. I'm not switching it to make calls. I'm not answering texts. I'm just running auto co-op missions. I'm not getting disconnected. If I do get disconnected, I'm automatically reconnecting. So best case scenario, an hour and 20 minutes. They've cut that by, like, you know, into a fifth. They've almost obliterated the time that you need to spend on co-op to complete it and to get the rewards. That part I do really like. I'm not gonna lie, guys, spending over an hour playing co-op is not fun for anyone. And anyone that tells you that they had fun for that hour is full of shit. I know plenty of people in my alliance, and this is just a small subsect of the player population, but I know people in my alliance who run co-op, or used to run co-op anyways, on auto while they were asleep. So it's not even a question of whether it was fun or not. It just plain wasn't fun. And I think that was a big motivator, a big incentivizer for Netmarble to change co-op and make it shorter. However, I think they were a bit short-sighted, pun intended, in their ultimate iteration of co-op. The reason I say this is because it looks like the rewards are, at best, on par. At worst, a little bit less. And anything lower than on par in terms of gold rewards and gold farming ability for co-op at this point in the game, given the feeling of the general player base and how tight gold is unacceptable. I do not agree with their choice here. I think they do need to do something to fix this situation and make gold a little bit more available, especially for newer players. Co-op really punishes new players now because they're always going to be in the stage 1 bracket, you know, for at least the first couple of weeks. So they're really going to get sloppy rewards. With that being said, guys, I want to know what kind of ideas, what kind of suggestions you guys have for how we can fix co-op. I don't want to just make this a venue or an invitation to crap all over the system. We should do our shitting with a healthy dose and a side platter order of constructive criticism. So I have a couple of ideas for how we can fix this. Obviously, the most basic one is to just increase the gold rewards or make the first slot a guaranteed gold reward. That would really help out new players. They could even reduce the total gold amount by 10 or 15%, but still guarantee that first slot to be gold only, not ISO 8, not debris, not anything else, just gold. The second thing they could do, which I think a lot of people would like for a lot of other reasons, is if they make hot time permanent. If they just get rid of hot time because it's kind of a silly thing, and they just increase all of those things, just make it 50% more, 30% more gold, whatever, and they just run an advertisement at the beginning of the game, a little pop-up window that says, hey, we've made hot time permanent now. You know, all players will now, from now on, enjoy 30% more gold from all sources of game modes, 50% more hero XP, and whatever, 10% more shield XP, or 0% more shield XP. I don't really care about that one too much. but that would make me happy, and I think that would make a lot of new players happy as well, and it would, you know, try to bring some of that gold back up to its par. I think that if Netmarble leaves it the way it is right now and doesn't give us any new avenue to collect gold that's not heavily gated for new players especially, people are going to be turned off from the game, because co-op was one of the mainstays for new and for underdeveloped rosters, and now it's just not that way anymore. I mean, if you have an underdeveloped roster but you have a lot of characters, at least you can get a high bonus, but if you have a low VIP, you still can't get that many bonuses, and if you don't have clear tickets, you can't collect more than a couple per day anyways. There is obviously a venue now with which you can collect clear tickets. You can buy them on the Alliance store, but again, for that you need to donate gold first, so it is kind of a back and forth and kind of a cyclical way of punishing players, because you're just asking for more gold to make up for the fact that they don't have clear tickets to get more gold. So it's just kind of a back and forth. But as always, guys, I want to hear what suggestions you guys have. How can we fix this co-op? Let's be intelligent about it. Let's come up with some new ideas. Let's come up with something creative and fun, and something that will make us happy and not be out of the realm of possibility. And of course, guys, if you like what you see, I hope to see you again tomorrow. Take care.